Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see the severe weather for today and some more stuff. So first, there's a slight risk there in Kansas, Nebraska, and parts of eastern Colorado and northern Oklahoma Panhandle. And let's see, there's this marginal from New Mexico to Minnesota, and this other marginal in the northeast, parts of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, and Massachusetts. So let's see. Tornado threat, only 2% in Nebraska there. And yeah, be aware there. Wind, 15 and 5% in the slight and marginal, and 5% in the northeast there. Hail, nothing in the northeast, and 15 and 5% in the plains. And that hatched area for potential 2-inch plus hail there in Kansas and Nebraska, so stay safe. Let's see. Scattered severe thunderstorms expected across the central plains this afternoon into the evening, including central eastern Nebraska and western northern Kansas. Large to very large hail and severe wind gusts are the primary hazards, so stay safe. Let's see. For tomorrow, some general risk of thunderstorms and another slight risk there in Oklahoma and parts of northern Texas, and this marginal parts of Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas there. So let's see. Tornado, 2% in Oklahoma and part of the Texas Panhandle tomorrow. Wind, 15 and 5% there. And hail, a smaller 15 and 5% there. So be aware. And we also have this thing down here, another slight risk there in Texas and the marginal. So this is mainly for tornadoes there because of the rain bands from Tropical Storm Barrel that will likely be Hurricane Barrel there approaching Texas. So there's a 5% tornado threat tomorrow in the Texas coast there. Be aware of water spouts and supercell tornadoes too. So and a 2% from southern Texas, almost all the way to Louisiana. So be aware. Wind threat is just 5% there in that area, and hail, there's no threat there. So be aware with potential tornadoes there. Let's see. Severe thunderstorms expected in parts of central southern plains on Sunday. Some tornado risk will exist as tropical cyclone Barrel approaches the middle Texas Gulf Coast. So be aware tomorrow. For day 3, let's see here. Day 3 is this big area of general risk of thunderstorms and a slight risk there in Texas and Louisiana, and that marginal there. So this is day 3, so we don't have hail, wind, tornado yet, but this will likely be for tornado too because of Hurricane Barrel. So the probabilistic is just 5% there. Although it shows a slight risk, it's just 5%, but we gotta watch that. A few tornadoes will be possible across parts of southeast Texas into western Louisiana on Monday. Yes, I told you. So let's see. Day 4, nothing. Day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, nothing. Let's see here. Another thing is the fire weather threat, so it's critical today. Parts of Idaho, northern Nevada, and parts of southeastern Oregon, and there's this elevated area from parts of western Colorado to southern Washington. So be aware. Let's see. Day 2 is also critical, so let's see here. This is kind of slow here. So it's a smaller area, but it's critical in parts of Utah there, and that's elevated from parts of Oregon to New Mexico. So be aware too. Let's see. The model here for the Central Plains for today. So Saturday, July 6th, we already have some severe thunderstorm warnings there in Nebraska now, so these storms will continue there and show some very strong ones, and then they will continue going to Kansas too. It will be more of this line thing, not much discrete, but it will be more of a line, and then it kind of goes into Iowa and Missouri there too, and but mainly to Iowa there, and then the rest of the storms kind of dissipate in Kansas, and another line forms later in parts of Kansas, and then by tonight it's showing some pretty big storms there in Kansas, so be aware. Let's see here something else. Okay, so the map for today here, for day 2 and for day 3 barrel. So let's see here. Quantitative precipitation for today in the southeast, some more in the plains because of the severe weather and stuff, and some in the northeast. And we start getting a little bit in Texas, but not much yet. Day 2, a little more in the plains, in Oklahoma, some areas, Texas, and more in parts of the southeast. And then in Texas, we start getting very much there. And this is only tomorrow, alright, so please be careful. And then day 3, it shows that most of the rain moved to north, and there are still like some 5 inches. That bright orange, I think it's 5 or 4.5 inches or something. So be aware, that could cause some dangerous flooding. Still some rain in Canada and other areas in the southeast. Day 4, the rain has gone a little bit further north there, into Arkansas and some other areas. In Florida some more, northeast and other areas. Day 5, the rain has gone a little bit further north there, into parts of the Ohio Valley and some other areas. And mid-Atlantic, still some in Florida. And let's see. Day 6, the rain has moved into the northeast and parts of Canada, some more in Florida and the east, and isolated in other areas. Day 7, in Mexico, and let's see, more in the northeast, in the east and southeast there. So days 1 through 7 here shows a lot in the southeast, so be aware. In the northeast in Canada, especially Nova Scotia and those areas there. So let's see. And in Texas, of course, it shows like, I'm not sure those colors, I think that's more than 7 inches there. So please be careful, lots of flooding coming. So, and the storm surge and the winds and everything because of the hurricanes. So please be careful with all that rain. So let's see. Something else here. Still some dangerous heat in the west there. Let's see what they have it here. So this is for today here. Let's see. Tomorrow. Day 3. Day 4. Day 5. Day 6. Day 7. So be careful with the dangerous heat and in other areas too. So this is the 24-hour max wind gusts, valid until Sunday at 1 p.m. So a little bit windier in the plains and Rockies there, and some other areas, especially the Rockies and some other areas. California too, you can see the hurricane approaching, and yeah, so be aware. Let's see what else we can get here. Let's see if there's something for Canada. wait. So here, bear we will see here because it's not loading. So in British Columbia we have a bunch of heat warnings in all those areas there. Let's see. In these other areas here, some heat warnings. In those areas, some special weather statements. And Metro Vancouver, some more special weather statements. Let's see. It says above seasonal temperatures expected well into next week. So that's for the heat as well. And here we finally got a map. So in Alberta too, we have lots of some air quality advisories because of the wildfire smoke. So please be careful with the wildfires. Some heat warnings there in British Columbia and the Northwestern Territories. Let's see, in Saskatchewan, some air quality advisories too. In Ontario, some heat warnings. They say reaching 29 degrees Celsius and 18-degree lows, and we have a severe thunderstorm watch there in southern Ontario and Quebec. I think this is Quebec already. So conditions favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms can producing strong winds, gusts, large hail, and heavy rain this afternoon into early this evening. So be aware there in parts of Quebec. This is near the marginal risk in the northeast too, so it makes sense. Let's see, they have this other severe thunderstorm watch further south. Some very strong winds, nickel-size hail this afternoon and this evening. So let's see, thunderstorms, yeah. And then I have a severe thunderstorm warning in that red area. And let's see here. For Nova Scotia, we have a special weather statement for heavy rainfall, like I showed you in the map before. So rain heavy at times, 30-50 millimeters. So the time spent late this morning and again tonight. So be aware the locations and everything. So let's see. And this changes all the time, so you can come check here if you want. In northern Nunavut, and I don't know Nunavut or this is the Northwestern Territories. Yeah, northern Northwestern Territories, we have some storm surge warnings. This warning is in effect for parts of the coast to following has moderate storm surge, large waves, higher than normal water levels. So be aware, in the northern coast of Yukon there too. So the conditions are expected to improve on Sunday, so be aware. There's this special weather statement there in Yukon for strong westerly winds developing tonight. They say up to 70 kilometers per hour, so be aware too. And if we get something else here, like here for the U.S., we have some hurricane watches there, hurricane warnings in the ocean. For Texas, the hurricane watches, the heat advisories, excessive heat warnings in the east, the excessive heat warnings in much of the west, excessive heat watches in some areas, heat advisories, red flag warnings in the pink, flood watches in Oklahoma, in parts of New Mexico, heat advisories too. So be aware there. In Alaska, some special weather statements and coastal flood advisories for Hawaii. So let's see. What is this for? So special weather statement. So this is several rounds of rain leading to rising rivers. They said in Alaska there. So let's see. There's this other area here too. Periods of rain, yeah. So be aware there because of the rivers and everything. So this is it, I think. Stay safe.